fast like torpedo. My flow, them my soul like magneto.
We never free them boy, never do bad night. We don't see them boy, them.
I know everybody's seen the 40-year-old virgin. If you haven't, that just means you're way too young. But forget about 40-year-old. Forget 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. We're going all the way to 123-year-old virgin.
People often ask me about love and relationships and how I managed to reach this age.
She literally was born in the year 1900.
Without a boyfriend or a lover. Well, my story is a bit different.
rwose nari yego kubagurisha nikuge ubundi ndisuki ariko rero muri icyo gihe nabitekereza nkasanga ntajya kwishingira.
In the depth of profound solitude and overwhelming loneliness emerges an old woman whose life is steeped with misery, agony, and unfathomable pain.
Yewe nitwa Tereziya Nyirakajumba.
Untouched by intimacy and covered in wrinkles,
This narrator is something else. Did the man for put in the covered in wrinkles part? Jeez.
Tereziya has never seen the nakedness of a man, and for 122 years, she lives on with the unfulfilled desire, a defiant hope, and a courageous spirit of waiting that one day a man will emerge and embrace her soul.
Ubusanzwe uyu mukecuru twe twakuze ababyeyi bacu batubwira yuko ari umumama w'isugi atigeze abana n'umugabo.
Oh yeah, you heard me right. This woman here is 123 years old, and yes, she had never spent a night with the company of a man.
Cyokora kuri ubu ngubu mbega nanjye mwantera inkunga ako kagabo mukakambonera.
4 years, she has patiently prepared herself for the profound connection with the man, hoping that one day she could fill the void in her heart. But despite her best efforts, fate has dealt her a cruel hand.
Can we just take a second to be amazed that this woman is over 100 years old and she can still do everything on her own, like walking and talking and stuff like that, finding her own food? Now that is truly incredible. I know 70-year-olds who can't even make it to the bathroom by themselves.
And leaving her without the love she has longed for and burdening her spirit with disappointment. Why is this woman still a virgin, and why is she still waiting for her soulmate? This is her incredible story. It's hard to believe, but on the first day of the last century, Tereziya was born, and today she might be the oldest person alive. In a record held by Maria Brantas Morella, a Spanish woman who was born in 1907 and is now 116 years old as of May 2023. But despite her rare longevity, Tereziya is not a happy woman, as she has never been satisfied by a man, a desire which she still craves for. In all my life, I never had a husband. I'm 123 years old. It's true that I'm a virgin at my age. If I had had a husband, maybe I would have some children, but I don't have any. It all started when Tereziya was a young girl. Back in the days when she was young, girls were not allowed to associate with boys in their culture, and it was a taboo for a woman to be found together with a man. Tereziya followed.
And with the way our society is right now, a lot of people might find this hard to believe, especially the younger generation, you know, them having kids in like middle school and high school. Back in the days, you had to get married, you know what I mean, before you start have sex, before you start have kids. Not have sex with 5 different guys, have 5 baby daddies, and then get married to the 6th guy.
For someone. In her time when she was young, men used to propose to the parents of women, who would then inform their daughters to get married to a chosen man. When men proposed to her parents, she always turned down the proposals, waiting for the time she would feel ready for it.
umukobwa ya
And look at her. She looks so good for her age too. Like, let me look up a normal 80-year-old. This is a regular 80-year-old. I mean, she still look good for her age too. But if you put her next to somebody like Martha Stewart, then you really see what's going on.
baguko akisera mu nzu agategura inzu.
In our time, we would spend a long time weaving and doing other feminine works at home. We had to sit inside our parents' houses and help our mothers to do some domestic work while learning from them about how to treat a man well. After some time, men would show up and propose to our parents, who would then tell us about the pending marriage, and we read it ourselves. But in my case, I turned down many proposals because I didn't feel like I wanted to marry back then. Some of my friends were proposed by men and they were married. But for me, I never felt ready for that, and that's why I chose to wait until I was ready for it.
And I think you waited a little too late. Like, for some people, you just need to find a balance. You can't wait till you're too old, and you can't be too young. You have to have, like, right there another sweet spot. But for some people, they actually believe in going back to heaven a virgin, because that's your purest form, so they say. I even have a auntie. When I was a kid, she was in her 30s, and she was a virgin too. You know, she believed in dying a virgin for be pure, or something like that.
You might think that Teresi has given up on her quest to find her soulmate, but that is far from the truth, as the hunt for a man continues. Even up to now, Teresi is still hopeful to find her man, and she has refused to give up her hope.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen unless she will come to America and find an American man. Cause some American man have a grandma fetish.
As if I can find someone who is interested in me, I will not hesitate, because there's no woman who dislikes a caring man to comfort and care about her. If a man shows up, I would be ready to entertain the options. I know that my age is a big hindrance in my search for a man, but I have refused to give up until I find a good man who is willing to spend his time with me. Today, Teresi lives a poor life alone in this very old house, which is almost ready to collapse anytime soon.
And it's just kind of sad so she kind of live like this, being an old person, having to sleep on the floor. That's not the best. Although maybe that's why she lives so long, because she's so strong, you know, who knows.
She wishes people to help with food and a house which is strong, as she fears that any time this house might collapse above her.
yewe icyo bamfasha ubufasha.
You can see my situation. I no longer have the capabilities to work since I'm too old and weak. I have worked for some money in the past, but I no longer have anything. Thus, I struggle to survive. Sometimes, I spend days without eating, and whenever it rains, I fear for my life, since this house of mine is old enough to collapse anytime. I'm no longer able to work, and I don't have the fields or farms to cultivate, and that's why I struggle to survive. I would like people to help me with food, and I would like my house to be repaired since it's too old.
Are you so it crazy? She live in a place where, as old as she is, she still have to try for work, because them don't have no government assistance for help you stay home regardless our age, you know what I mean? So when these fat people are gonna talk about, oh, I have to stay on disability because I can't do anything. This woman is 123 years old, still sweeping, still walking, still talking, in our right mind. Like, y'all ain't got no excuse. This is just so sad. I hope she gets the help that she needs, because nobody of that age should be sleeping on the floor. Concrete floor at that. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I will see you in the tomorrows.
Yeah, baby, tag them, a little baby.